First and foremost, really proud of my team. We responded in a big-time fashion from last game. I think the thing I'm probably most proud of is the first half when we could not make a shot. We did not allow that to affect our defense. And that's something we've been preaching all year, and we haven't done it all the time. But we did it at a very, very high level today that allowed us to stay in the game with how well we defended in the first half. And in the second half, we were able to make some shots. We were able to move against the zone, had great movement. But we still continued to defend at a high level. I thought our guys were incredibly tough. I thought we were together. I had 15 assists on 20 field goals. I thought we shared the basketball well, and just big-time strong performances from everyone. You know, those guys didn't do anything as far as scoring, but the four guys off the bench really, really played well. Their defense, offensive rebounds, Noah's in the second half led to a three-pointer, huge play, and just their energy. Obviously, Jamarius was tremendous everywhere on the floor. Probably had his best game, and the thing he did best was defend. Really made the night hard on Gerard. Mo obviously was terrific as he settled into the game and found spaces against the zone. And then I thought, you know, it's oddly one of John's best games. And one of the reasons for that, we talked to him about this when we played at Syracuse. And I told him you could have significant impact on the game without scoring, because it's going to be it could be difficult. And what you could do is score late. But he didn't do that up there. He really did it today with how he set the tone with rebounding the basketball, playing at the high post, making good passes, having patience there. And then late in the game, he was able to get some baskets. So just really proud of our guys, proud of the performance. Hopefully we can bottle this up and take it on the road with us to Boston.
Jeff, you talked talking about John about making a difference without scoring. As a coach, can that be a difficult thing sometimes to teach a young guy, especially a guy like him that's used to some of these big performances?
I think it's difficult for anyone that's used to scoring. You know, it's an adjustment. And so many of these young people, and I say this, I was probably like them when I was their age. You know, you base everything on scoring. Like, you base whether you have a good game. Normally when you talk to people, your family, friends, or whatever, hey, how'd you play? How many points did you score? It's normally the first question, like, how many points did you score? And so many people place value on that. The people that know basketball and understand that there's so many different ways you can affect the game. And for him, you know, it's an opportunity to learn and to grow, you know, because he impacted the game at such a significant level, and he has the opportunity to do that. I thought how he defended today was really good. He was up on the ball screens. He was at the level when we wanted to hedge. He was there. He was in the midline for help. He talked. All of those things that are necessary to be a good team and to be a good defender.
Jeff, you talked all year about not taking bad or having issues on the offensive end, not taking it to the defensive end. Why do you think it clicked tonight?
I'm not sure. I wish I knew. Our guys were really tough. I mean, they were really, really tough. We talked that we had to be physical this game. I didn't think we were very physical up at Syracuse. We got bumped off a lot. We allowed straight line drives. Up there, our inability in the second half to make a shot really, really affected us on the defensive end. Hopefully it's a growth thing. Hopefully it's something that we understand, we learn, and we can bottle this up and grow from it and be better the rest of the year.
Jeff, you didn't have a whole lot of time to recover after Saturday. Did you have two pretty good practices the last couple of days?
You know, we couldn't do much Sunday because we didn't pull back in here until about midnight. It was another physical game. Clemson's a physical team. And so Sunday was more of a mental day. We did get on the court. We went through some of the things, how we wanted to attack the zone, just with movement, some new things we wanted to do, some wrinkles that we saw from the last time. And then we really tried to work on ball screen defense. our ball screen defense the last 3 games has really been poor. And we've not had an active help side. We've just given up a lot since Virginia on ball screen defense. And so we really tried to focus on 2 areas, wing ball screens and middle ball screens, and to get our rotations down there. Monday's practice was pretty good. It started out a little sloppy against the zone. We turned it over. But as we got into it, I thought we really did a good job. I thought guys' antennas were up with what we had to do. Defensively, the ball screen stuff, the being physical. And so I did think we had a couple of good days of preparation.
Jeff, how important was it to be opportunistic defensively? You guys ended up with 15 fast break points. You mentioned and Jamarius with those steals in transition.
But also, when we got rebounds, we wanted to push it. That's one of the things that we talked about. We felt like we could push it and beat the zone down and get some stuff before they get set up. And so we did that a couple of times. Obviously, the steals, when we're able to break out and get transition baskets, that's huge for us because obviously we can score. We can struggle to score in a half court. And so again, I thought those plays were big for us.
Jeff, your team talked about, your guys talked about seeing the zone for the second time and how it really helped them. They're being able to see it once, but more importantly, you got a lot of guys, like you say, are young or they're new or whatever. How important is just playing and seeing, not just the zone, but seeing, the ACC basketball, seeing different defenses? How much of that experience is just, you can't, as much as you want to teach it and coach it, that is how they're going to learn and get better.
Yeah. It took us 3 halves to understand how to attack the zone because we didn't attack it well in the first half. I think we were 21%, 8 turnovers in the first half. But again, we kept back. The thing we're trying to impress upon them and get them to truly understand is just how hard it is to win. Like, it's hard. And especially when you haven't won. Like, we as a program haven't won consistently in a while. And it's hard. And so trying to create the habits that are necessary, to understand when we go to Clemson, they've lost 3 in a row. Like, they have those habits. They've had some continuity in their program with their coach that's been there for a while and with guys in the program. They have some veteran guys that understand the standards and the tenets and the things that they teach. We don't. That's the reality. We're trying to teach that. And so that's the thing, to understand those things, to understand, like, Syracuse just lost. They're a proud program. This is how they're going to come. This is what's required. BC is going to have a tough week. They lost yesterday. They played today. We're going to get them on the 3rd day. Like, they're a good team, and they're going to be hungry because they felt like they should have won here. And so just getting them to understand how you have to show up every day, like how hard it is to win and the things that are required on a daily basis to do it if you want to win consistently, and that's what we're trying to do.
Jeff, offensively and defensively, how important was O tonight?
He was huge. He was huge. What he did with his defense on Gerard, he's strong enough where Gerard couldn't bump him off. O could get under him a little bit and, knock some basketballs away from him. He made some timely 3-pointers for us. He penetrated the zone. He had great poise out there. He was huge for us.
Yeah, obviously there are 4 guys between Mo, Jamarius, John, and Femi. I mean, there are 4 guys who are responsible for a lot of the team's scoring on a daily basis. I mean, how much can a performance like this from Mo, is that a sign to you that you guys, even if it's not the same 5th guy every game, that there is some scoring punch in this team beyond those 4?
Look, we struggle to score. Some of those 4 can struggle to score at times. Like, I'm not as concerned with that. Like, we have to score together, and it's got to be by committee. It's got to be different ways. The thing we have to do is play hard, play together, and be tough. That's what has to show up on a nightly basis for us, on a daily basis for us, whether it's in practice, whether it's in a game. That's what has to show up, and it needs to be all 12 guys doing it, not 4, 5, 6. It needs to be everybody.
Mo talked about how going into this game, they were looking back at the film and the rebounds were a big issue. You had him with 10, John with 18. What did you see out of them, understanding that part of the game and how it generated other things for you guys?
Well, I just thought when we played them up there, again, the physicality. I thought we got pushed around, and that's something besides, the last 2 minutes where it seems like they got about 6 offensive rebounds. I thought we did a pretty good job of that throughout the game. That's something we emphasized in practice. We tried to work on in practice, which we do just about every day, but I thought we were able to carry it over to the game today.
You guys had some of your older guys, JB, Mo, and O, lead you guys in scoring today. How much have you seen that has rubbed off on the younger guys on your team? Maybe some of the guys, Will and Nate, that didn't score a lot today. How much have you seen throughout this year, rub off from those older guys on the younger class?
Yeah, I mean, I think, the thing with those 3 guys that you mentioned, if they learn anything is the preparation. I mean, JB and Mo are arguably our 2 hardest workers. Like, they're the guys that are gym rats. They're in here before, they had routines, they're in here afterwards. They get in here at night, they get in here in the morning, and things like that. And so that's hopefully, and O is a guy. O's class schedule is a lot different from most of our guys. And so his stuff is a little bit different, but he's a worker. And he's a guy that shows up and gives his all every day. But that's hopefully something that all of our guys learn.
Jeff, you guys had your best free throw shooting performance of the season tonight, 85%, and shot it well from the straight last week against Virginia too. Are you seeing strides in practice in that area that's just translating at this point? Or?
To be honest with you, it's not something we really work on that much in practice. We were working on it earlier. We were not making them. I decided, let's not even talk about it. Maybe it's in their head. Guys get in and they work on it on their own. They'll work out, with the coach and maybe at the end shoot some free throws. But to be completely honest with you, that's something I've tried. I thought it was in their head. And so I've tried not to even talk about it that much. We have done a better job. Hopefully that's something we can do because we do a good job of generating fouls and getting to the foul line.
Jeff, you've talked a lot about the season about stacking wins, and you guys had Louisville and then had the stretch where you didn't play well. But now you get to face a team on the road that you've beaten before. How do you channel that energy that you saw in this game and get your guys to follow through with it?
We need to come back and have a really good practice on Thursday, and we need to be mentally focused on BC. We can't have a hangover from today and come back and thinking that we're really good now. Like we have to stack days. We have to be worthy of winning. And I thought we were really, really worthy of winning tonight.
Guys, last time we saw y'all, it was probably one of y'all's tougher losses of the season. Turn around and do this. What were those days in between like, and what allowed y'all to rebound so quickly?
I would say just the move on mentality. I think a big thing was even when we're down, seeing the coaches coming and still have energy, still believe in us. They came in with a great game plan. And, seeing our coaches still believe in us even after a loss like that, they come in with energy. We feed off that and cause us to believe too, allow us to move on. And I think that's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. We've talked with Coach Capel several times over the season, and in close losses and more lopsided ones, he's really praised y'all for being able to bounce back quickly. Mm-hmm. Where for you guys do you think that mentality, that ability comes from?
Like O said, it starts from the top, and that's our head coach. We feed off his energy. He has a show-up mentality regardless if we're winning or losing. We show up each and every day and put the work in. So for us, even after tough losses, it's getting in the gym, putting in the work, looking at the film and seeing where we can make improvements. And I feel like we did that going into this game. We were the hungrier team, and it showed today.
It's one thing to bounce back during the week, though, and put in the work. Mm-hmm. You come out tonight, you're down 10, 21-11. You really can't, having a hard time making baskets. I mean, how did you guys hold together in that point and then really kind of turn around and take it over?
Yeah, even when shots weren't falling, our Coach Capel did a great job motivating us, telling us that shots will fall. Let's not let our defense lapse while we're not making shots. And that was the big thing for us. We kept fighting on the defense end, regardless if we were making or missing, and shots started falling in that second half for us.
What was the game plan like tonight compared to 2 weeks ago?
I think us knowing the personnel a little bit better, seeing that zone for the second time. I think there's only maybe 2 or 3 of us, not including myself, but maybe 2 people on the team that's seen that zone. So for us getting a second look at it, being able to watch it on film and see where we could take advantage this time around.
What did you guys see from the last time? Because you guys were pretty stagnant against them the last time, but then in the second half, it seemed like you guys were finding Mo on the baseline a lot more, and things started to open up. Was it the shooting that started falling to open that got to get the rhythm flowing, or was it something else?
I think it was more so the ball movement. We didn't allow the ball to stick. We kept moving it, and that allowed us to get them in closeouts, get them in tough situations, and take advantage of them.
How gratifying did it feel to see the ball go through the hoop like that, given the way you guys have struggled against the zone historically?
It feels great. Again, it just shows that you put the work in throughout the week, that it can pay off on game day, and all of us did that leading up to this game.
This is maybe your all's best defensive effort of the season. What was different from the first matchup? That's one that got 77 points. You shot like 51% from the field. What did you all take away from that matchup that you were able to successfully apply to this one?
Yeah, I think the first time we played them, I think one thing we saw was that they were way too comfortable. They was getting anything they wanted offensively, or getting anywhere they wanted. So I think our biggest goal for this game was to make them uncomfortable. Like, we know they can hit tough shots, but just make it as hard for them as possible.
Yeah, I feel like that first game we played them, they didn't necessarily feel our presence. This game we kind of turned around, and we knew we had to really have an impact on the defensive end, not let them feel comfortable, like he said. And on the offensive end, we had time to watch the film. We dissected our own film. We watched, trying to find the dead spots and the holes in the zone that we can attack, those baseline passes and everything like that, and just being comfortable out there, not playing on our heels. So I think that was a big thing that really helped with our success tonight.
Yeah.
You guys allowed, I think there were 2 fast break buckets early, but then I don't think there was much after that. You had 3 steals. Did you guys say anything to adjust, or was there any communication breakdowns that you guys kind of wiped out, or was that just an effort, just those moments happen?
Yeah, Coach pointed it out at halftime. We got to stop them in transition and then keep them off the offensive rebounds, and they were able that's how they were up in that first half. So for us, we knew that in the second half, in order for us to have a chance to win, that we were going to have to pay close attention to getting back in transition, talking regardless if it's your man or not, just being on one accord out there on the floor.
Every team tries to focus its defensive efforts on Buddy Boeheim. When Syracuse wins, they're able to get scoring from other guys. Did you guys do anything special on Slider, Gerard, or Jimmy Boeheim?
I think the biggest thing was running their shooters off the line. If we got 4 guys hitting threes, it's much tougher than just one guy hitting threes. So I think that was the biggest thing, just running them guys off the line. And sometimes you got to sacrifice. Credit to him, he can shoot the shit out of the ball. But it's better. I'm sorry. But we'd rather just one guy instead of 4 guys. So I think that was the biggest thing, just trying to get those guys off the 3-point line.
Jamarius, to your earlier point, what does it tell you that you had 15 assists on 20 made field goals, and knowing a couple of those were fast break points?
For us?
Yeah.
It's beautiful. We move the ball like that. As you saw, everybody's able to get open shots, great shots, game shots, and we were able to take advantage of that tonight. And we need to, keep up with that ball movement if we're going to win the next game and each and every game after that.
Tony, the 11 points tonight for you were a career high. I just for you, what's it like out there in that moment when things are going so well for you? Especially the journey you've been on, the work to get to this point.
Yeah.
What was that like out there tonight?
I just have fun anytime I'm out there, really. Just competing. All I'm worried about is really just doing whatever I can to win. And so, that's really it. I obviously can enjoy it after the game, but I feel like in the midst of it, I'm really just locked in, doing whatever I can to help push the team to a win.
Do you think you surprised them with your steals?
Maybe. That's something I know I've always been good at, is on-ball defense. So, I don't know if they've seen that from me in the past, but, I didn't surprise myself. I know that I can do that.
Did y'all do anything different on Gerard this time around, or did the plan shift knowing that his primary backup was out?
I don't think so. I just think this time around we just was a little bit more attention to detail. We seen him before, and we knew what he was capable of doing, and O just did a great job tonight applying pressure throughout the whole game whenever he was matched up with him.
Mo, you and John combined for 28 rebounds. What was you guys talking, or what was talking throughout the week to try to make sure you were securing the defensive rebounds and getting yourself second chances?
Last game they crashed the board so many times, and I think they had 14 offensive rebounds in our last game, and they kept converting over those. So a big thing for us was trying to keep those guys off the glass. You know, Edwards and Jimmy, keep those guys off the glass, and especially since they're shooting teams, a lot of those they don't go in, they're gonna bounce off. So you know, there's opportunities for guys to go and grab rebounds. So it just kind of just fell in our hands, really.
We had talked about O's point total earlier. I mean, Mo and Jamarius. Like, how much of what y'all saw out there tonight? Like, how much of that do you sometimes see in practice, even if it's just in spurts? And how much does that help to have a fifth guy on the team who's able, at least in a moment like this, to really contribute offensively?
You know, we trust him. You know, we have the confidence in you talking about right?
Yeah.
We have the confidence in him. You know, every time, especially those corner threes or anything in general, he can knock those down. You know, so it's like it's not really that surprising. We see it in practice all the time. You know, it's just something. It just happened really.